And now, ladies and gentlemen, the award presentation in 10 and under girls, 50 breaststroke. In 8th place this afternoon from Carmel Swim Club, Libby Lale. 7th place from Crown Point Swim Club, Quinn Padilla. In 6th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Inslee Domer. 5th place from Carmel Swim Club, Delaney Sweeney. 4th place from Westfield Aquatics, Ella Evslich. 3rd place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Melina Williams. 2nd place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Annie Hare. And the 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under girls 50 breaststroke from Indiana Swim Club, Crystal Tang, in a time of 39.84. Congratulations, ladies. Okay, ladies, you can step on down off the awards podium. Up onto the awards podium, the top 8 finishers for the 10 and under boys 50 breaststroke. In 8th place from Indiana Swim Club, Jake Schau. 7th place from Irish Aquatics, Dylan Wells. 6th place from Carmel Swim Club, Francis Hong. 5th place from Munster, Andrew Espiritu Josat. 4th place from Carmel Swim Club, Blake Hadley. 3rd place from Carmel Swim Club, Edward Enoch. Placing 2nd from Irish Aquatics, Romy Burton. The 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under boys 50 breaststroke from Elkhart United Aquatics, Landon Williams, in a time of 39.90. Congratulations, gentlemen. Get our timers back into position. Our officials ready.
All right, we're back for swimming. Those were the awards for the 10 and under girls and boys in the 50-meter breaststroke here for our 10 and under session at the 2022 Indiana Swimming Age Group Long Course Championships, sponsored by Speedo. We apologize a few technical difficulties. We did get you the awards for the first event there. I'm Eric Eaton, joined by Griffin Hadley, swimmer for the University of Tennessee. Griffin, welcome to the broadcast as we're getting ready for event 3 here. Girls 10 and under 100-meter freestyle. The 10 and under session, always an exciting session, as these individuals love having their own session here at the IU Natatorium.
Thanks, Eric. Yeah, it's a short and sweet session here in the afternoon with the 10 and unders. We just finished up the 10 and under breaststroke awards, and we'll head back to the starting end of the pool here for the 100-meter freestyle.
And these are all time finals for the 10 and under sessions here this weekend. We're going to have 5 heats of time finals, the 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle in this first heat. Lane 3 will be Lila Rishling, an 8-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 4 will be Fernando Colmenares Lavia, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. And in lane 5 we have Gengenba Quattaro, a 9-year-old from the Brownsburg Swim Team.
So this is our first of 5 seeded heats in the girls 100-yard freestyle.
Long course meters, and for Griffin, for many of these individuals, this might be the first time they have swum long course meters for the 10 and unders.
Definitely a unique part of this age group state championships here at the IU Natatorium this year was that the qualifying times were actually split between the age groups this year. In past years, it was all 10 and under, and in this year, the 9-year-olds and under had their own qualifying times. So we might see some of those 9-year-olds, even 8-year-olds, like we see Richling here in lane 3 in this first heat, which is really exciting to put more athletes into this 10 and under session because it is extremely fast.
And we've got in 5 from Brownsburg Swim Club, Djemba Quattaro going to win the opening heat here. 1:17.64, and this is a time final, so that's the time to beat.
Richland coming in second up in lane 3, and then Leyva Colonia-Miñarez in 4. A 1:17.64 is the time to beat out of lane number 5. Solid 5-second drop for the Brownsburg 9-year-old.
That'll bring us to heat 2 then. Here for the 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle. In lane 2, it'll be Aubrey Cooley, a 10-year-old from Dunlin. Lane 3 is Livy Lael, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4, Inslee Dahmer, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 5 is Aubrey Bood, a 10-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 6 will be Esme Wildenbeest, 10-year-old from the Indiana Swim Club. And in lane 7, Rebecca Murgia Maya from the Donner Swim Club. She's a 10-year-old. Two links of the pool here.
So 1:17.64 again is the time to beat. As a reminder, if you watched the prelims session, 16 swimmers from the ages 11 to 14 were qualifying for tonight's finals. For this 10 and under session, 1 swim, and then you score. So anybody in the field can place first, anybody in the field can place 5th. Doesn't really matter here in this 10 and under session, which is pretty cool for these athletes. They're able to score points out of any heat, so a good swim can boost them up to that podium spot.
Meet record set in 2016 by Adele Zinowick, 102.67. She also holds the Indiana Association record in this event for the 10 and unders. 101.66 is the time set the same year.
Looks like Dahmer's out front in lane 4 from Fort Wayne, 34.73 her split. Out there in front of Libby Lael in lane 3, Carmel Swim Club 36.74, but a very tight race for second here in heat number 2.
Yeah, that may be a 3-swimmer contest by the time we get to the finish. We'll see, but out in front here in lane 4 is Dahmer. She's going to win the second heat, 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle, and does so in a time of 1:11.99. That's the new fastest time.
So Dahmer has the time to beat now in the girls 100-meter freestyle, 1:11.99. Second was Cooley up in lane 2 from Dunlin, 1:16.21. That's the second fastest time so far, and Libby Lael with the third fastest time of this 100 freestyle, 1:17.38 as we get set for heat number 3.
Solid time drop for Dahmer, almost 8 seconds there in that second heat. Heat 3, lane 1 will be Camelia Murgia Maya, 10-year-old from Donner. Lane 2 is Audrey Krill, 10-year-old from Valparaiso. Lane 3, Juliet Berg, 10-year-old from Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 4 is Quinn Padilla, 10-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 5 is Lucy Mullen, 10-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 6 is Paige Shannon, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7 will be Brooklyn Moskalik, 10-year-old from Dunlin Swim Club. And in lane 8 we have Olivia Moore, a 10-year-old from Plainfield Community.
A heat full of 10-year-olds here in heat number 3, and it's always fun to watch them dive off the blocks and just get aggressive in this 100 freestyle. The 10 and unders have no fear here in this session, and we saw it in the 50 breasts, and now we're seeing it in the 100 freestyle, just charging to that first wall and turning for home. Just 2 laps in this 100 freestyle for these 10 and under girls.
Even though this is a time final for the 10 and unders, they do circle seed the heats based on seed time, so that we are in the circle seeded heats here in the 100 free. And out in front, we've just slightly in lane 3 here is Berg.
That's Juliet Berg from Zionsville Swim Club out front. Looks like second belongs to lane 5 or lane 8. It's Lucy Mallon and Olivia Moore battling it out, but here comes lane 1. Great races for second here thus far in the 100 freestyle. Looks like Berg will control this one into the wall.
Berg's going to win the heat in a time of 1:13.66.
So the time from Dahmer in heat number 2 still stands as the fastest time put up here this afternoon as we get set for heat 4. Second was Moore in lane number 8, 1:17.03.
So heat 4 is up next. 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle. By the way, lane 1 is at the top of your screen here at the IU Auditorium. Lane 8 at the bottom of your screen. In lane 1, we'll have Caitlin Weeks, 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 2, Savannah Haywood, 10-year-old from the Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 3 will be Zoe Bratcher, 10-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 4 is Kinsey Korchnick, 10-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 5, Delaney Sweeney, a 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6 is Gina Hinch, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 7 will be Isabel Cox, 10-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. And lane 8, Kenley Gentry, a 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club.
A fast start over there in lane 4 from Quinn Padilla from Crown Point. But the rest of the heat is definitely chasing. These are the swimmers seeded 9th through 16th coming into today, so scoring range. In every event here this weekend, 1st through 16th will score points. And it looks like it's Cox down in lane 7. Isabel Cox for Flashes Aquatics leads with 34.27, followed by a 34.82 in lane 4. That's Korsnick.
Watching lane 2 maybe come on a little bit here on the way back. That's Savannah Haywood from Valparaiso Swim Club.
Always fun to see these girls racing down the stretch. They breathe to their right, they breathe to their left. They see their competitors, and they love racing in the last 15 meters. It looks like Haywood has put her head down, charging into the wall. She's going to take heat number 4.
And does so in a time of 1:13.01.
A really impressive 1:11 out of heat 2 from Inslee Dahmer. Still is the top time in this event.
Hinch was second in that heat there. We just saw 1:13.42 in lane 6. So that'll bring us to heat 5 now. 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle event 3 here for the 10 and under session, for the Friday 10 and under session. In lane 1, Maggie Hupster, 9-year-old from Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 2 is Ella Eveslodge, 10-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 3 is Annie Hare, 9-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 4, Kate Allen, 9-year-old from the Riviera team. Lane 5 is Elena Spicer, 10-year-old from Washington Township. Lane 6, Callie Kennedy, 10-year-old from Duneland. Lane 7 is Stella Peters, a 10-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. And in lane 8, Braylon Burrows, a 10-year-old from the Vincennes Swim Team.
And right off the bat, a great start from Kate Allen in lane 4, the 9-year-old from Riviera. Really aggressive in the first 25, and it's looking to pay off as she's going to lead through 50 meters. This race is for the state championship. Really exciting stuff here this afternoon as they just have one race, and these girls are racing. You can see the coaches across the pool jumping, cheering on their swimmers.
Allen in lane 4 came in the top seeded swimmer in this event.
She was in on a 1:11.00, so it should be interesting to see where that 1:11 from the early heats ends up. But it looks like it is Allen and Spicer, 1 and 2 right now, heading home in this 100-meter freestyle.
Good battles behind the top 2 for 3rd and 4th, but Allen's going to take this heat in a time of 1:09.45, so she's going to be your champion in the 10 and under girls 100-meter freestyle.
Unofficially, your champion is Kate Allen. Riviera, 1:09.45. Second was Elena Spicer in lane 5, 1:10.67. And third is Inslee Dahmer from heat 2 in 1:11.99.
So Allen and Spicer should be your top 2 finishers on the podium. We'll see that awards presentation here in a moment after the event for the boys 10 and under 100-meter freestyle. We'll have 4 heats of time finals. In heat 1, in lane 2, it'll be Jackson Reeder, a 10-year-old from Duneland. Lane 3 is Rory Donahue, 9-year-old also from Duneland. Lane 4 is A.J. Strong, a 10-year-old from Pike Township. Lane 5 will be Levi Harity, a 9-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Ben Gibson, 8-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Your meet record set in 2017 by Jay Stewart, 1:05.79. Ware holds the association record. That's an old association record, goes back to 1983, 1:05.40.
1983, one of the longest standing records of the championships. 1:05.40, and it makes sense.
Oh, that's really fast for a 10 and under boy.
Top seed coming into today is 1:08.95, and that's fast, right? So, an impressive record. Heat 1 looks like Strong is leading at the 50, 37-43. 10-year-old from Pike Township Swim Club. Very even heat here in heat number 1 in the boys 100-meter freestyle. Not much separation here with only 25 meters to go. Looks like Strong and Reeder in lane 2 as well is fighting for that win here in heat number 1. Strong kick from Strong Jr. in 4, separating him a little bit down there in lane number 4, and it looks like he is going to take heat 1.
A.J. Strong, the opening heat, establishes the time to beat in the time final, 1:18.49. And in second place was Reeder, 1:19.67, out touching his teammate in lane 3 by 0.02 of a second for that position. Heat 2 now. In lane 1, it'll be Faryar El Hidayi, 10-year-old. In lane 2 will be Graham Lindsay, 10-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3 is Graham Lindewald, 10-year-old from the Munster Swim Club. Lane 4, Wyatt Jones, 10-year-old from Greater Evansville. Lane 5 is Byron Young, 10-year-old from Brownsburg Swim Club. Lane 6 is Eric Kozisek, 9-year-old from Duneland. Lane 7 is Kevin Rojas Sanchez, 8-year-old from Crown Point Swim Club. And in lane 8, Logan Nelson, the 10-year-old from Crown Point.
Heat 2 of 4 here in the boys 100-yard freestyle. So 2 heats to go after this one, but as we saw in the girls event, you can score, you can get a place on that podium from just about any heat in this timed final. Looks like an aggressive first 50 in lane 4 for Jones. He'll be out front here at the 50 mark, 35.11. Followed by Graham Lindsay up in lane 2, but very even battle for second. There was a great turn down there in lane 6 from Kozak and from Duneland. Once again, a competitive heat in the boys 100-meter freestyle.
It looks like a exciting finish setting up here. Wyatt Jones in 4, and in 6 it would be Kozak.
Look like Wyatt Jones will have that extra kick at the end here. 1:14.25 his time, followed by Kozisek in 6, 1:15.14. Third was Lindewald up in lane 3, 1:15.92 as we get set for heat 3 of 4.
In heat 3, in lane 1, Sam Snyder, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 2 is Gavin Cox, he's a 10-year-old from MCPS. Lane 3 will be Leo Jeffries, 10-year-old Flashes Aquatics. Lane 4, Jason Yang, 10-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 5 is Sriwan Kalkarni, 10-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 6 is Braden Selyuhitsky, 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 7 is Joshua Nuger, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. And lane 8 we have Dean Snyder, the 10-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club.
So once again, Once again, these are swimmers seeded 9th through 16th coming into today. The next heat will be 1st through 8th. So similarly to this morning, when the last 3 heats are the top 24 swimmers, these last 2 heats are the top 16 swimmers in the timed final race. First to the wall will be Jason Yang, Boilermaker Aquatics, 34.26, his first 50, followed by Joshua Nuger down in lane 7, Carmel Swim Club, 34.97. Really impressive turn there from Yang in 4 to maintain his lead. Time to beat thus far, 1:14.25 out of heat number 2. That was Wyatt Jones. That is the mark Yang is trying to beat here in lane number 4. A great second 50 by Yang has separated himself from the field. He'll come in and win heat number 3. His time 1:12.54. A big 2-second drop from the 10-year-old from Boilermaker.
And that moves him to first place overall for the time being. Second place was Selyuhitsky in lane 6 at 1:14.05 in that heat. That'll bring us to the 4th and final heat of time finals, the 10 and under boys 100-meter freestyle. In lane 1, it'll be Reginald Burton, a 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 2, Edward Enoch, 10-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Max Schroeder, 10-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 4 is Victor Martin, a 10-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. Lane 5 is Tony Macavariani, a 9-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 6, we have Landon Williams, 10-year-old from Elkhart United. Lane 7, Trevor Smith, 10-year-old from Franklin Regional. And lane 8, Luke Brames, 10-year-old from Riviera.
So this is the second time we've seen a couple of these swimmers. Reginald Burton, second place in the 50 breast earlier, and Edward Enoch was third in the 50 breast. They're up in lanes 1 and 2, and Victor Martin from Flashes. This is his first event of the day, and he's letting everybody know that he's not messing around, going out super fast in lane number 4. But a great battle from second across the pool. Lane 1 at the top of your screen, lane 8 at the bottom. Martin out front, 31-35. Very impressive split there. And Tony Macavariani in lane number 5 is holding down the second position in 33-29.
So far, Victor Martin is not letting up. He still has a big lead here with about a half a lap to go.
Looks super strong. Really, really high tempo from Martin in lane 4. Kick is going. Lots of white water behind him, separating himself from the field. But do we have a great battle for second?
7 swimmers involved in the second place battle behind Martin.
Martin's going to win in a very impressive 106.64. It looks like it could be Macavariani, and it will be is in second, 110.36. Third goes down to Smith, 110.89, but a very, very close and competitive heat number 4 in the boys 10 and under 100-meter freestyle. Next up, the awards for both the girls and the boys in the 100-meter freestyle.
So we'll get those top 8 athletes rounded up at the awards podium for both, as Griffin said, for both the girls and the boys in the 1,000-meter freestyle. And then we'll turn things over to the voice at the pool deck here in a moment, Mike Miles, for those awards presentations.
Great swim there from Victor Martin. Over 2 seconds under his seed time to win in 106.64.
And then we'll have 2 more events here after the awards presentation, the 50-meter butterfly and the 200 IM for the 10 and unders. And then we'll be back on the air on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel tonight for finals here at the IU Natatorium from our prelim swims from this morning, 11, 12-year-olds and 13, 14-year-olds at 5 p.m.
Yeah, so just 50 butterfly and 200 IM to go. Here's Mike Miles with awards.
100 freestyle. Up onto the awards podium they come. If we could clear all the towels and sweats and all the stuff off there. It doesn't take long to accumulate, does it? Just like at home. In 8th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Gina Hench. 7th place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Savannah Haywood. 6th place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Stella Peters. 5th from Duneland, Kaylee Kennedy. 4th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Annie Hare. And now the 3rd place finisher from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Inslee Domer. 2nd place from Washington Township Swim Club, Elena Spicer. And the 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under girls 100 freestyle from Riviera Swim Team, Kate Allen, in a time of 109.45. Looking good up there, ladies. Congratulations. I need the following boys over at award staging: Schroeder, Burton, Enoch, Williams, Bramus, Smith, Macavariani, and Martin. Need you over at award staging. Coaches, please help us to get our swimmers over to award staging. If they are an event, they're a top 8 finisher. So we can stick to our timeline for this afternoon. All right, coming up onto the awards podium now, the top 8 finishers in the boys 100 freestyle. In 8th place from Indiana Swim Club, Max Schroeder. 7th place from Irish Aquatics, Romy Burton. 6th place from Carmel Swim Club, Edward Enoch. 5th place from Elkhart United Aquatics, Landon Williams. 4th place from Riviera Swim Team, Luke Bramus. 3rd place from Franklin Regional Swim Team, Trevor Smith. 2nd place from Club Olympia, Tony Macaveriani. The 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion and 10 under boys 100 freestyle from Flashes Aquatics, Victor Martin in a time of 106.64.
So a really good swim by Victor Martin. He takes first place in the 10 and under boys 100-meter freestyle there. And we're going to resume swimming here with event 5, 10 and under girls 50-meter butterfly, and we'll start at the opposite end of the pool here. We'll have 4 heats of time finals.
Yeah, we got some more 50s here this afternoon. We apologize for technical difficulties during the 50 breaststroke, but in these 50s, they will start on the north end of the pool, different than the 100s and 200s. So just one lap of the pool here in the 50 butterfly. A favorite of these 10 and unders, where no turn involved in the long course pool, just a start and underwater and a sprint to the finish.
Meet record set in 2016, Adele Zenowitz, 31:59. She holds the association record set the same year, 31:26. 4 heats of time finals. In heat 1, in lane 2, it'll be Olivia Hughes, a 9-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3, Stella Moreth, 9-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 4 is Lila Rishling, 8-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 5 will be Denjiba Wataro, 9-year-old from Brownsburg Swim Club. And in lane 6, Miley Seals, 9-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club of Fishers.
So nobody over the age of 9 here in this heat. Really impressive from these young ladies to get qualified for this meet. Under the age of 10, we got 4 9-year-olds and an 8-year-old there in the middle in Rishling. Really good start there from Olivia Hughes down in lane number 2, the 9-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. And the butterfly is not an easy stroke to do, especially when you're 10 and under. So a lot of props to these swimmers racing hard. Looks like it will be Rishling in lane 4 coming to the wall first. Rishling 39.85.
Good second half of that race for Rishling to take the win, as Hughes finished second, 40.77. Heat 2 now. Lane 1 will be Nalini Hendricks, 10-year-old from Westfield Aquatics. Lane 2, Fernanda Leyva Colmenares, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 3 is Ruby Sininger, 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 4, Camila Mergia Meja, 10-year-old from the Donner Swim Club. Lane 5 is Kenley Gentry, 10-year-old Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Kate Short, 10-year-old Irish Aquatics. Lane 7 is Jazzy Morris, 9-year-old Fort Wayne Swim Team. And lane 8, Caitlin Weeks, a 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics.
So heat 2 of 4 here in the girls' 50-meter butterfly. Really good start from the Irish Aquatics teammates, Short and Sininger in 3 and 6, as well as Meja in lane 4. All these heats should be just around 40 seconds or faster. A very quick event. And it looks like it's going to be Sininger in lane 3. A close finish there, 38.65 for the 10-year-old from Irish. Second was Meja in 38.99 in lane 4 for Donner.
Sininger's 38.65 is the fastest time so far. This time finals, we move to heat 3. In lane 1, Gina Hinch, 10-year-old from Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 2 is Claire Byron, 10-year-old Irish Aquatics. Lane 3 will be Melina Williams, 10-year-old Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 4, Nellie Franklin, 10-year-old Lawrence Swim Team. Lane 5 is Kendall Chandler, 9-year-old from the Summit City Aquatics. Lane 6, Juliet Berg, 10-year-old Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 7, Audrey Krill, 10-year-old Valparaiso Swim Club. And in lane 8, Elena Spicer, the 10-year-old from Washington Township Swim Club.
In the butterfly, looking for a really good rhythmical stroke from the athletes here, and you see that in lanes 3 and 4. That's Williams and Franklin fighting for this Heat 3 win. Looks like it'll be Franklin by a hair, 36.49 to 36.53 of Williams from Fort Wayne. A really close and competitive heat there. A really good drop from both Franklin and Williams as we get set for the 4th and final top-seeded heat in the girls' 50 fly.
Looks like Franklin came in just maybe a little bit more on stroke to take the top time so far, 36.49. In heat 4, lane 1, Braylon Burrows, 10-year-old from Vincennes Swim Team. Lane 2 is Kylie Kennedy, 10-year-old from Dunlin. Lane 3 is Maggie Hupster, 9-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 4, Kate Allen, 9-year-old from Riviera. Lane 5, Grace Gannon, 9-year-old from Fishers Area. Lane 6, Savannah Hayward, 10-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 7, Poppy Newman, 10-year-old from the Brownsburg Swim Club. And in lane 8, Stella Peters, the 10-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club.
Once again, there goes Kate Allen in lane number 4. We just saw her win the 100-meter freestyle. Just a 9-year-old from Riviera, and it looks like she's in control again in the 50 fly here. Really competitive for second. Looks like Hubster is late surge there in 3. Kate Allen's going to win in 34.39. Second, Hubster, 35.39. Third was Haywood, lane 6 from Valparaiso, 35.62. A very fast 4th heat there in the girls' 50 fly.
So the 34.39 was the top time in the event there by Kate Allen from Riviera. Event 6 now, 10 and under boys, 50-meter butterfly. Jay Stewart holds the Meeting Association record set in 2017, 31.39. 4 heats of time finals. In heat 1, lane 3, Noah Winko, 10-year-old from Decatur Township. Lane 4 is Colin Davis, 9-year-old from Fishers Area. In lane 5, Kieran Jamison, 8-year-old from Summit City Aquatics.
So again, just 4 heats in this one. It'll go really fast. We're looking at about 40 seconds per heat or faster. All 3 boys in heat number 1 with super strong kicks, charging for the wall here in the 50 butterfly. Looks like it is Jamison and Winko out front with Davis close behind. Might come down to who's on stroke here under the flags.
Looks like it'll be Jamison in lane 5, the 8-year-old, 40.31.
Impressive time there from Jamison. A little 2-second drop for the 8-year-old from Summit City Aquatics as we get set for heat 2 of 4 here in the boys 50 fly.
Davis was second, 41.11 there. Heat 2, lane 1 is Mason Afifi, 10-year-old from Greater Evansville. Lane 3 is Nico Lovvisky, a 9-year-old from the Lake Central Barracudas. Lane 4, Byron Young, 10-year-old from Brownsburg. Lane 5, Joshua Nuger, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Vincent Chen, 10-year-old also from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Dylan Wells, 9-year-old from Irish Aquatics.
So heat number 2 here, a very close and competitive heat number 2 through 25 meters. About halfway to go here for these guys in heat number 2. As you can see on the pool, there's blue and white lane lines, but they're also marked with yellow donuts and a black donut in the middle, so you can tell how far these guys are through the lap. Now approaching the flags, it looks like it's Chen, or that's Nuger in lane number 5. Looks like it will be Nuger taking the heat in 38.58. Second was Byron Young from Brownsburg in lane number 4, 38.79.
So Nuger's 38.58, new fast time as we head to heat 3 now. 10 and under boys 50-meter butterfly. In lane 1, Owen Benish, 10-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 2 will be Ben Gibson, 8-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 3, Shriyan Kulkarni, 10-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 4 is Leo Jeffries, 10-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. Lane 5 is Blake Waldo, 10-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 6 is Braden Selyuhitsky, 10-year-old from Irish Aquatics. Lane 7, AJ Strong, 10-year-old from Pike Township. And Lane 8, Wyatt Jones, 10-year-old from Greater Evansville.
So our first full heat of 8 swimmers here in the boys 50 fly. Third heat of 4 here this afternoon. Looks like Selyuhitsky in 6 is out front. Don't forget about down there in lane 8, Wyatt Jones. He had a great swim earlier today. He's putting up another one here in lane 8. It looks like outside smoke. Wyatt Jones is going to take heat number 3 in 37.40. Second was Selyuhitsky, 38.20 in lane number 6. Just 1 heat to go. 8 swimmers left here in the 50 fly.
37.40 by Wyatt Jones is your new top time as we head to the 4th and final heat of time finals here. In lane 1, Jason Yang, 10-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 2 is Blake Hadley, 10-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Griffin, is that your brother?
Yes, it is. I know that guy well.
Lane 3 will be Grady Mosby, 10-year-old from Washington Township Swim Club. Lane 4 is Victor Martin, 10-year-old from Flashes Aquatics. Lane 5, Tony Macavariani, 9-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 6 is Jackson Ruckman, 9-year-old from Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 7, Austin Young, 10-year-old from Fort Wayne Swim Team. And lane 8, Graham Lindewald, 10-year-old from the Munster Swim Club.
So we saw Victor Martin go out really fast in that 100 freestyle. Doing the same thing here in the 50 fly. A really impressive rhythmical stroke from Martin, putting his head down every stroke. Looks like every 3 strokes. He's going to get to the flags first, and it looks like he's going to win this thing. Great battle for second and third. Martin 34.16. Second is Macavariani, 35.05. Third was Jackson Ruckman in lane number 6 from Crown Point, 35.65. A very competitive and speedy 4th heat in the boys 50 fly. Another win for Victor Martin in back-to-back events. Really impressive swim there from the 10-year-old.
I was impressed by the power of Victor Martin for just a 10-year-old in the butterfly event.
Yeah, really good kick there from Martin as well as Macavariani. Went 1-2 in the 100 free and now 1-2 in the 50-meter butterfly.
So we'll have an awards break here. We'll turn things over to the voice of the pool deck, Mike Miles, in a moment for the awards session for the 10 and under girls and 10 under boys in the 50-meter butterfly event. Then one event left for the girls and the boys, event 7 and 8. 10 and unders in the 200-meter IM. And Griffin, I would imagine the 200-meter IM for the 10 and unders might be the toughest event they'll swim all weekend.
Yeah, the 200-meter IM at any age group is not easy.
Right.
And for this age group, I think the first word that comes to mind is grueling, as you have to switch muscle groups every single 50, a 50 of fly, back, breast, and free. But these swimmers qualified for this meet. They've done this race before. Yep. They're ready for it. They're excited for it. And I'm expecting to see some pretty impressive 200 IMs. It's going to be fun to watch. A lot of these swimmers are really technically sound in all 4 strokes, and they're able to showcase that here at the state championships.
And some real old meet records in both the girls and boys races. We've got a 1984 meet record in the girls race and 1989 meet record in the boys race.
Old and strong, both records here in the 200 IM. It'll be our last event here of the afternoon session. Both tomorrow and Sunday we'll have relays to finish off the session, which is always fun for these 10 and unders. But today, just the individual events. We'll close it with the 200 IM, and then we'll get set for the final session, which should be really exciting based on how this morning went. Lots of best times, lots of sectional cuts, zone cuts. Lots of different impressive swims were put up this morning from the ages of 11 to 14, so it'll be exciting to see if these athletes can better their performances from this morning, drop down, get some more cuts, qualify for the zone championships up in Elkhart, qualify for Speedo sectionals that are going to be hosted here at the IU Natatorium in March. Lots of exciting swimming here to come this weekend at Age Group State.
And so the finals on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel will start tonight at 5 p.m., and there are some timed final events as well tonight as well, where there are swimmers that actually swam in the prelims this morning that will have a chance to medal and score points for their teams.
That's right. Similar to the 10 and under session where every event's a time final. Anybody can score. There was the 400 IM this morning for the 13 and 14-year-olds, so anybody who had a best time, a really big drop, can potentially get up on the medal stand in that 400 IM, as well as the 1500. The mile was contested this morning for the boys, the 800 for the girls, so both of those events could have seen a fast time put up this morning. I know the top seed in the mile swam this morning, Louis Zhang for Carmel Swim Club, so he's getting ready for that 400 IM tonight. So he elected to swim the mile in the morning in hopes that that time will hold up. So there's some strategy that goes into this thing. The maximum lineup that you can swim is 6 events for ages 10 through 14. So we see these swimmers often. It'll be fun to watch them swim throughout the weekend. We've already seen lots of swimmers compete in multiple events here in the 10 and under session, and proving to be very versatile in many disciplines in the sport this weekend.
So one of the keys, of course, Griffin, is a 3-day meet like this with prelims and finals is the swimmers need to find a way to stay rested in the evening, so they're ready to go the next day, and they'll have that challenge in front of them tonight. We'll turn things over to Mike Miles.
Up on the awards podium they come. In 8th place this afternoon from Dunlin Swim Club, Kelly Kennedy. 7th place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Melina Williams. 6th place from Lawrence Swim Team, Nellie Franklin. 5th place from Vincent's Swim Team, Braylon Burrows. 4th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Grace Gannon. 3rd place from Valparaiso Swim Club, Savannah Haywood. 2nd place from Crown Point Swim Club, Maggie Hubster. The 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under girls, 50 butterfly from Riviera Swim Team, Kate Allen, in a time of 34.39. Nice job, girls. Still working on the results. And the boys. Need the following boys over at award staging. Yang, Hadley, Mosby, Young, Lindewald, Ruckman, Macaveriani, and Martin. I need those boys over at award staging, please. And now the award presentation. In the boys 50 butterfly, up onto the awards podium they come. There they are. All right, in 8th place from Boilermaker Aquatics, Jason Yang. 7th place from Carmel Swim Club, Blake Hadley. 6th place from Washington Township, Grady Mosby. 5th from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Austin Young. 4th from Munster Swim Club, Graham Lindewald. Your 3rd place finisher from Crown Point Swim Club, Jackson Ruckman. 2nd place from Club Olympia, Tony Macaveriani. And the 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion and 10 and under boys 50 butterfly from Flashes Aquatics, Victor Martin, in a time of 34.16. Nice job, guys.
And so, Griffin, as we just saw the 10 and under boys awards presentation there for the 50-meter butterfly, I guess they got it seated correctly as all 8 athletes in the fastest seated heat were on the podium.
Yeah, really, I don't want to call it a rare occasion, but kudos to the athletes. I mean, all 8 of them that were in that last seated heat ended up on the podium. It shows that these guys are racing hard, both girls and boys here this afternoon. They're racing hard. They're trying to score points for their team, get a medal around their neck, and in the 50 fly, it just so happened to be that all 8 swimmers from that top seeded heat ended up on the podium. So kudos to the boys in the 10 and under 50 fly for getting the job done.
All right, we're ready for our final event for the girls here of this 10 and under session on Friday afternoon, event 7. 10 and under girls 200 meter IM. Heat 1 of time finals. In lane 3, Zoe Bratcher, 10-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 4 is Brooklyn Moskalik, 10-year-old from Dunedin. Lane 5 is Camilla Merguia Meja, 10-year-old from Donner Swim Club. And as we've mentioned, real old meet record, rack holds at 1984 was when it was set, 2:40.07. She holds the association record the same year, 1/100th of a second quicker, 2:40.06.
Yeah, so the 200 IM is a really fun one to watch, no matter what the age is, senior level, the junior level, or even just here at the 10 and unders. It's really fun to watch and see how these swimmers move through the water, swim this race, and you can see a lot of movement in this race as well. Some swimmers might be stronger on the fly, some people might be stronger on the third leg in the breaststroke, and everything in between. So it's interesting to see what pieces of the race, what legs of the race these swimmers are most talented at. They're all good at every single leg, and it'll be interesting to see if there's any big time changes in the leader category here as far as who's leading the race in each heat.
So right now we have Moskalik and Maja out in front in 4 and 5 on the backstroke leg.
Really strong tempo there from Moskalik in 4. Strong kick, strong tempo as well, separating herself from Maja in lane 5. So just a 50 of breaststroke and a 50 of freestyle to go here in the 200 IM. Little buckets are in there from Mosalik in the middle of the pool. Very impressive. 47-37, her split on the backstroke. She leads in 131.46, and Meja close behind in 133.11. It looks like she's got a really nice glide going for her down in lane 5. That's Meja from Donner. Impressive breaststroke down there in lane number 5.
She was about a body length behind off the lead on the transition to breaststroke, and now she may have taken over the lead here with just less than a half a lap to go on the breaststroke leg.
Yeah, so all 3 swimmers have crossed past that halfway threshold there in the middle of the pool, marked by those black donuts on the lane line. It's just freestyle on the way home, a dead sprint. Try to get those legs going. As we saw on that 100-meter freestyle, we'll see a lot of similarities in this last leg of the 200 IM. These athletes really want to get their legs going, get the turnover going, make sure they don't fall behind in their stroke, but really swim ahead of the curve, swim downhill, and get home to the wall in this last 50.
This could definitely be anybody's race still with about 3/4 of a lap to go, although Meja has the lead in 5.
Looked like Brachter moved up in the breaststroke leg as well in lane number 3. All 3 swimmers were separated at one point. Now they're all bunched back together at the end of this one. Once again, looks like Mostalik might have a little kick left in this one as she's charging for home. Meja can't see her, so it should be a fun race here at the end as both swimmers swim under the flags. Who's it going to be? And it's Meja, 3:13.03 to Mostalik's 3:13.20. A 2-second drop for both swimmers there as Brachter finishes third in 3:16.13. 0.3 of a second drop for her as well.
Heat 2 now. In lane 1, it'll be Poppy Newman, 10-year-old from the Brownsburg Swim Club. Lane 2 is Gina Hentz, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. Lane 3, Braylon Burlos, 10-year-old from Vincent Swim Team. Lane 4 is Kinsey Korchnick, 10-year-old from Boilermaker Aquatics. Lane 5, Kendall Chandler, the 9-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 6, Kenley Gentry, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 7, Libby Lale, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 8, Addie Adams, 10-year-old from Fishers Area. And Griffin, I imagine the butterfly can be one of the tougher strokes to swim for these young ladies because of the upper body strength it takes. Would you think they would prefer to have it first like it is or be later in the IM?
I know that's a great question, and even at the national level, there's tier pro series meets where the pros swim, and they've done mystery IMs where they've mixed up the order just to see if it does make a difference. Personally, I would want the butterfly first. I want to get it over with. I want to try and use my core to establish that butterfly kick and try to use it to get down to the other side of the pool. I really don't want to use a whole lot of arm energy, if possible, on the butterfly, as the backstroke is very grueling for the legs as well as the arms, because you want to have that good, impressive turnover. You want to have that hand pass your ear, be able to swim, take stroke after stroke in the backstroke, and not be kind of destroyed from that butterfly. It's hard to do, but these ladies are doing a very good job of it, as it looks like Burrows is out front after about 75, 80 meters in lane 3.
A dominating swim for Burrows right now as she's closing in on the conclusion of the backstroke leg as these athletes will transition to breaststroke.
Yeah, so 2 laps to go here. Burrows will lead going into the breaststroke leg. She turns at 1:26.80, several seconds faster than the 100 mark of the last heat. Her split was 47.81. The fastest swimmer in the pool is Kornicek in lane 4. She split a 45 there. Nobody else was under 47 seconds, so an impressive backstroke split, and it looks like she's also impressive in the breaststroke as she has taken over the lead in lane 4. It looks like an impressive breaststroke from Gentry and Lale in 6 and 7 as well. They've come into the mix here. A really impressive glide there from Lale in lane 7. A breaststroke leg can really dictate this race. We'll see it later tonight in the 400 IM when 100 breaststroke comes into the mix.
A lot of meters to swim breaststroke.
You got it. And sometimes you can fake a 50 in breaststroke, but there's no faking a 100. So it's always fun to see the movement, and it looks like there was a lot of movement here as Lale has the lead after breaststroke. 53.69 for her on the breaststroke split. Second is Gentry, her teammate, 55.91. Third is Kornicek in 4, 58.88. So Layla had the fastest split in the pool there by about 2 seconds on the breaststroke, and it's making the difference. But here come Gentry and Kornischek as well. This is heat 2 of 3, so any fast time put up here could be a podium finish. Could dictate any place here. It looks like Kornischek is coming back here in 4. Exciting race here. Looks like Layla is going to take this heat.
See what her time is. 3:06.87 to move into first place in the event.
Big time drop there from Libby Lail. 7 seconds off her personal best of 3:13. Second was Kornischek in 4, 3:07, right on her best time. And third was Kenley Gentry, 5 seconds under her best time at 3:08.00. So we get set for the fourth and final heat, the top seeded heat in the 200 IM.
In lane 1, it'll be Callie Kennedy, 10-year-old from Dunlin. Lane 2 is Melina Williams, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne swim team. Lane 3, Crystal Tang, 10-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 4, Grace Gannon, 9-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 5, Kate Allen, 9-year-old from Riviera. Lane 6 is Annie Hare, 9-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 7, Stella Peters, 10-year-old from Valparaiso Swim Club. Lane 8, Maggie Hubster, the 9-year-old from Crown Point Swim Club.
A busy afternoon from Kate Allen down in lane 5. Already competed in the last 2 events, the 100 free and the 50 fly. No surprise that she's out front here in the butterfly leg, as she was your 50 fly champion about 10, 15 minutes ago, maybe less. Grace Gannon, a really good butterfly as well. Crystal Tang in lane 3. In there on the butterfly. Looks like it will be Allen, and then Maggie Hubster down in lane 8 is second. 36s across the board for those 2 ladies, and then third was Crystal Tang in 36.78. A very even field here after just 50 meters.
Griffin, any challenge of swimming backstroke in the natatorium with all the natural light that comes in from the top of the ceiling as you try to maybe pick a guide to keep you straight?
Yeah, I think always when you're swimming indoor backstroke, you have a spot to look out. There's a lot of rafters and different lines and geometry going on in the ceiling, so all of these swimmers are very familiar with swimming indoors, as we are very lucky in Indiana to have so many amazing pools, so many long course pools, lots of impressive high school pools around the state. And with the natatorium, it's one of the best pools in the country. So all these swimmers are using the well-lit pool to their advantage. I always love swimming in a well-lit pool. Much different than swimming outside where you have to deal with the sun and the clouds and running into that lane line. And we saw really good backstroke legs from lane 1 to lane 8. And it looks like Tang has taken the lead in lane 3 here on the breaststroke.
And she closed strong at the end of the backstroke leg and then has really continued that advantage here on the breaststroke leg in lane 3 at Tang.
You might think, yes, short course yards 200 IM has a lot more turns, so the walls make a bigger difference in that race. It might, but the walls are also a big deal in this race as well. If you take a lot of time on that wall, especially on this 2-hand touch from breaststroke to freestyle, Tang did a really good job getting off that wall really fast, and that can make the difference. If you pull up, spend a lot of time on that wall, that is precious time that you could be swimming the other direction. So these transitions are really important, and we saw on the last 2 transitions that Tang probably had the best turn in the pool, and it's showing to be really impressive here as she takes the lead here with just 25 meters to go. Looks like we'll have a really good race for second between Allen and Gannon, but Gannon is creeping up on Tang quickly.
Yeah, Tang's breathing out her right side, so she'll see Gannon if she comes up beside her here at the finish.
Gannon's charging, but she might run out of pool. Here comes Allen as well. It's going to be Tang, then Gannon, then Allen. A 1-2-3 finish there. In the girls 200 IM, we got a great race for third. It looks like it'll be Gannon's teammate Hare in 6. 2:51.86 for Crystal Tang to win the race. Second was Grace Gannon in lane 4, 2:52.36, and right behind her was Kate Allen in lane 5, 2:52.46 as we get set for the boys 200-meter IM.
Our last event 8, boys 10 and under 200-meter IM, our last event of this session. 3 heats of time finals. In heat 1, lane 2 would be Kieran Jamison, 8-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 2, Evan Kalanog, 10-year-old from the Southeastern Swim Club of Fishers. Lane 4, Gavin Cox, 10-year-old from MCPS. Lane 5 is Dylan Zhao, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club. Lane 6, Luke Brames, 10-year-old from Riviera. Wickard holds the meet record set in 1989, 2:41.18. Kyle Whitaker holds the association record set in 2002, that time 240.87.
Yeah, so Kyle Whitaker, Indiana swimming legend, set several records at the 14 and under age range, but also at the high school level, and went on to swim some impressive times at the college level as well. So that record's still standing from 2002, 240. Really impressive time there, but interesting fact here in the 200 IM for the boys, just 3 heats as well. Only 21 swimmers total, and 16 of those swimmers score. So all of these guys have a really good chance at putting up an impressive swim and scoring points for their team. Everybody going for a best time here this weekend at the age group state championships, where Indiana's elite come together and really put on a show here for 3 days. Looks like Canalog and Brames are pretty even here on the backstroke leg. Edge might be in lane 3 with Canalog. Canalog, yeah. But you never know on this 200 IM. Shifts can occur, leads can change.
I think the two are about going to touch simultaneously here.
Canalog 132.05 and Brames 132.83, but a great underwater breaststroke pullout from Brames in 6 to put himself out into the lead, but a great technical breaststroke there in 3 from Canalog. The 10-year-old from Southeastern looks to be pulling ahead here with just 25 meters of breaststroke left. Looks like they're just going back and forth in this one.
Approaching the final turn down at the far end of the pool. Looks like Evan Kalinog has got a cheering section for him there in lane 3.
Yeah, the Southeastern Swim Club, known for their spirit, I will say, at the senior championships last week. They always had a squad behind their swimmers lane. Really fun to watch them cheer and just be really good teammates to one another. And you saw best times. You saw really impressive swims from Southeastern last weekend, and nothing different here at the age group state championships. Looks like Brames with an impressive first 25 at freestyle might be pulling ahead, but you never know in this 200 IM. Looks like Brames will enter the flags, under the flags here first. He's going to take heat number 1. 3:08.61. An impressive 11-second drop from Brames. Really good swim there from the 10-year-old from Riviera. Second was Canalog in lane 3, 3:11. A great drop for him as well. 8 seconds off of his best time of 3:19.
Heat 2 now, lane 1, Mason Afifi, 10-year-old from Greater Evansville. Lane 2 is Blake Waldo, 10-year-old from Summit City Aquatics. Lane 3 will be Jackson Ruckman, 9-year-old from the Crown Point Swim Club. Lane 4 is Eric Kozasek, 9-year-old from Dunlin. Lane 5 will be Liam Chop, 10-year-old from Fishers area. Lane 6, Joshua Binyard, 10-year-old from the Zionsville Swim Club. Lane 7 is Sam Snyder, 10-year-old from the Fort Wayne Swim Team. And in lane 8, Francis Wang, 10-year-old from the Carmel Swim Club.
Yeah, so heat number 2 here in the boys 200 IM, our first full heat. All 8 lanes are full. Lane 1 at the top of the screen, lane 8 at the bottom. We've seen lots of speed all over the pool here this afternoon. Impressive swims from lanes 4, 5, and 3, but also we've seen some heat winners out of 8 and 1, so you never know when it's timed finals. The top-seeded swimmers in the heat are in the middle of the pool in 3, 4, and 5, and as you can see, those 3 swimmers look to be out front here in heat number 2.
Yeah, Kozasek in 4 touched first in lane 4.
Yeah, 40.37 his split, closely followed by Chop in 5. 40.53. Looks like a great turn from Chop has pushed him into a tie for the lead. Really impressive turnover there from Kozasek, though, in lane 4. Really good hand speed moving through the water, cutting through the water down there in lane 4 on the backstroke leg.
Nice still head position, too.
Yeah, for sure. So Kozisek taking over the lead on backstroke, followed by Chop. Really good race here for second. Lanes 3, 6, and 8 all in it here. Kozisek out front, 124.52 to Chop's 125.07. Third belongs to Francis Huang in lane 8, 131.79.
And this might be setting up to be an outstanding race here on the freestyle leg as Chop is pulling back even now with Kozisek.
For sure, a really strong kick from Chop. You can see at the end of his stroke, he throws those hands forward, uses that kick to drive forward through the water, and it's working. With about 15 meters to go on this breaststroke, he has pulled ahead of Kozisek in lane 4. But we've seen it many times where breaststroke gets the lead, freestyle, you can run him down. 200 IM is a really fun one to watch, but it's also fun for the athletes. If you know your strength is freestyle, you're just trying to get through the breaststroke so you can go run them down. Will be Chop, 54-54, a great breaststroke split there. Kozisek second, his breaststroke split 58-61, and Huang holds down third. He's got the fastest split in the pool, 53 seconds, only swimmer under 54 on this breaststroke. Excuse me, Joshua Beinyard, welcome to the party. Zionsville Swim Club, 53-54, the fastest breaststroke split in the field. He's moved into third over there in lane 6. Looks like Chop in 5 has extended his lead on the freestyle.
All right, Chop with really an outstanding last 2 legs, breaststroke and freestyle. He's going to win this second heat and does so in a time of 2:59.30.
Wow. 11-second drop there for Chop. 5-second drop from Kozisek. He finished his second in 3:03.81. Third was Joshua Beinyard in 3:07.76. Really impressive back half there from Chop, and that's what you see in this event sometimes. Cruise on the fly, easy speed on the butterfly, really strong backstroke, and then boom, take off on the breast. If you're a breaststroker, you got to play to your strengths, and that's what we saw here.
Heat 3 now, time final here. In lane 1, Trevor Smith, 10-year-old from Franklin Regional. Lane 2 is Landon Williams, a 10-year-old from Elkhart United. Lane 3, Edward Enoch, 10-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. Lane 4 is Tony Macavariani, 9-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 5, Reginald Burton, 10-year-old Irish Aquatics. Lane 6, Max Schroeder, the 10-year-old from Indiana Swim Club. Lane 7 will be Shriyan Kulkarni, 10-year-old from Club Olympia. Lane 8, Austin Young, the 10-year-old from Fort Wayne Swim Team.
So we've seen several of these swimmers in multiple events here this afternoon. A popular day to pick multiple individual events, as they will have relays on the next 2 days. And a relay is a whole nother swim, so you got to take that into account. You don't want to be swimming 3 individual events and then a relay. That's a lot of work for a 10-year-old, but all these guys and girls are capable of it. Looks like Tony Macavariani is out front here. He was second in the 100 freestyle, second in the 50 butterfly. He's back in the 200 IM. Reginald Burton was second in the 50 breaststroke. He was, I think, 7th in the 100 free, 6th or 7th in the 100 free, and he's back for more, and so is Edward Enoch, who was top 8 in both the 50 breaststroke and the 100 freestyle. So a lot of repeats, a lot of second events, third events here for the 10 and under boys, and they're showing off their versatility here.
Macavariani, by the way, is the only 9-year-old in this fastest seeded heat.
He comes in with the top seeded time of 2:52.77, and he is your leader through 80 meters. Macavariani will take the lead into breaststroke, but Enoch and Reginald Burton were second and third in the 50 breaststroke. We'll see if they have a little gas in the tank here on the breaststroke leg. It's one thing to be good on a 50 breaststroke. It's another thing to be good on the 50 breaststroke after you've already done a 50 of fly and a 50 of back. Looks like Macavariani is putting together a great race. 44, the only one under 45 besides Trevor Smith up in lane 1. He had a 43 split on the backstroke.
Look at the charge by Enoch, though, here in lane 3 on this breaststroke leg.
Here comes Edward Enoch. Here comes Reginald Burton. Max Schroeder as well. Enoch is fighting for the state championship. Macavariani trying to hold on to his lead. A really, really, really tight contested race here in the 200 IM. Looks like Enoch might have taken over the lead here on the breaststroke leg. Burton creeping up as well. It will be Enoch 49-48. I think that's Burton 49.06, so two really impressive breaststroke splits. They were ready to go. Macaveriani, however, had a really impressive turn there to take back the lead. Really good underwater, really good breakout.
Enoch not giving up, though.
No, not at all. Enoch, Macaveriani, Burton all charging for home. Enoch is breathing to his right. He can see Tony, but
Tony will list a little bit of burst there going into underneath the flags.
Great burst. He put his head down inside the flags. 251.71, 36 split on the freestyle. 252.99, a 5-second drop for Enoch, and 254.49 right on his best time. That's Reginald Burton in lane 5. Really impressive heat there for the top 3 swimmers. Fourth was Max Schroeder, 258. And he had a big drop as well, 4 seconds off of his personal best time. Impressive swims there in a grueling event for these 10 and unders. That's the 200 IM.
So just our awards presentations left in this 10 and under session on this Friday afternoon at the IU Natatorium. 10 and under girls in the 200 IM top 8, as well as the boys same event top 8. Reminder that tomorrow the 10 and under session will begin once again on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. here at the IU Natatorium. Our event order tomorrow for the 10 and unders will get things started with events 31 and 32. 100-yard backstroke, followed by events 33 and 34, 50-yard freestyle, or 50-meter freestyle, long course meters. Events 35 and 36, 100-meter breaststroke. And then, as Griffin, you talked about, events 37 and 38 wraps up the session tomorrow with a 200 medley relay.
And that's always a fun one to end the session. I know when I was a little bit younger, as an 11 to 14-year-old, it was always fun to come in for warm-up for finals and to see those 10 and under relays. They get so excited to swim those relays with their teammates, and we're going to see some fast swimming tomorrow. It's going to be really excited. We got our first backstroke event of the weekend in the 100 back. We get the splash and dash and the 50 free, 100-yard breaststroke, a really technically driven event, and then finishing off with the 200 medley relay, seeing what teams have the right combination of swimmers. You know, a lot of these swimmers are really good at a lot of the different 50s, but what's that best combination? Who can swim the breast? Who can swim the fly? Then who can lead off on the backstroke? It's always a fun way to close off this session, to show off the team strength. Relays count for double, so they're very important as far as the team scores go.
And, of course, these 10 and unders scoring the first points of each session on each day for their teams.
That's right. These are the first scored events of the age group state championships. The 10 and unders getting things started for their teams.
Then a reminder, 5 p.m. is what time will be on the night here on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel for first night of finals here.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of competitive heats tonight. Like you said, we'll have some timed finals. We'll have some final swims where swimmers want some best times to qualify for this evening's finals. Get things started with a couple of distance events in the 800 freestyle for the 13-14 girls and the 1500 freestyle for the 13-14 boys. We'll have the top seeded heat in both of those, and then get a little bit quicker and go with the 100 freestyle for both 11-12s and 13-14s, and then a timed final in the 11-12 200 backstroke. Then we'll have the 400 IM, the 50 fly, the 200 fly, lots of different events tonight, and it'll be fun to see the different athletes compete in several of those events, score points for their club, and really just try to fight for those best times. This is the big dance for these age group swimmers. I mean, 14 and under, these age group swimmers trying to qualify for different meets at the ages of 13 and 14. I mean, there's bigger aspirations. There's the zone championships. There's the sectional championships. Some swimmers even looking towards the junior national championships in Irvine, California. So always fun to watch these finals, and from 11 to 14, see how these swimmers can improve from morning to evening.
Here's Mike Miles.
Finishers in the girls 200 IL. In 8th place from Carmel Swim Club, Libby Lale. 7th from Valparaiso Swim Club, Stella Peters. 6th place from Crown Point Swim Club, Maggie Hubster. Fifth place from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Melina Williams. Fourth place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Annie Hare. Third place from Riviera Swim Team, Kate Allen. Second place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Grace Gannon. And the 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under girls 200 IM from Indiana Swim Club, Crystal Tang, at a time of 2:51.86. Boys Awards in 200 IM coming up in just a few moments. Need the following boys over at award staging for 200 IM awards. Kazuzik, Young, Kilcarney, Chop, Schroeder, Burton, Enoch, and Macaveriani. And ready now for the award presentation in boys 200 IM as they head up onto the awards podium. Looking snappy in 8th place from Duneland Swim Club, Eric Kazuzik. 7th from Fort Wayne Swim Team, Austin Young. 6th place from Club Olympia Swim Team, Shrian Kulkarni. 5th place from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, Liam Chop. 4th place from Indiana Swim Club, Max Schroeder. 3rd place from Irish Aquatics, Romy Burton. '76 Olympian Jennifer Brenniger handing out the awards here. 2nd place from Carmel Swim Club, Edward Enoch. And the 2022 Indiana Age Group Champion in 10 and under boys 200 IM from Club Olympia, Tony Macaveriani, in a time of 2:51.71.
So thanks to Mike Miles down there. Great awards presentations here for our 10 and under session. And that's about going to wrap things up for this first 10 and under session of this event this weekend. Griffin, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was a fun session to watch. I mean, the 10 and unders came to play. They're ready to swim. They scored the first points of the weekend, and it should be fun to watch them progress through the weekend. Like you said earlier, rest is going to be important. Fuel is going to be important. But really with this time finals afternoon session, the most important thing is having fun, right? So
absolutely.
It should be fun to watch them throughout the weekend, and we're going to be back for finals here shortly.
Yep, at 5 o'clock on the Indiana Swimming YouTube channel. Join us for finals here for day one of the 2022 Indiana Swimming Age Group Long Course Championship, sponsored by Speedo. I want to thank Kyle Haflick, who ran production truck for us here on our 10 and under broadcast here this afternoon. That'll wrap things up this afternoon from the IU Natatorium. For Griffin Hadley, I'm Eric Eaton saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching.